Okay, starting at the front of the truck, I'm gonna look underneath the truck, make sure there's no obstructions, nothing leaking, the truck's not leaning, looks to be straight, looks to be in good working order. Checking the top, my 5 amber lights at the top, they're all in good working order, they're all functioning properly, they're all sealed, the bulbs are all working. Check my hood latch. My hood latch is properly mounted to the truck. It's in good working order. Convex mirror is bolted to the truck with nuts and bolts. It's in good working order. I've got my turn signal, marking light, parking light, and 4-way. It's in good working order. Headlights and high beams, they're in good working order. They're sealed. The bulbs are all working properly. The bumper could hold my weight. Grill, no obstructions. License plate. Another light, same as the other side. Mirror, same as the other side. Hood latch. Pop the hood. Alright, so we're going to start off here. Okay, starting off on the top with our airbox. Airbox is properly mounted to the truck, nuts and bolts. There's no obstructions, looks to be in good working order. Got my washer fluid. I can add fluid here if I need to. And it is properly filled, not leaking or damaged. Held in with bolts, it's in good working order. Power steering reservoir right here. It looks to be in good working order, not leaking or damaged. Properly mounted to the truck. I'll check the hoses. The hoses look to be in good working order. They don't look to be damaged, properly fastened. My power steering pump, which is gear driven, is properly mounted to the truck. Doesn't look to be leaking or damaged, looks to be in good working order. All my wiring, all my wires look to be connected. They don't look to be frayed or damaged. All my hoses, I'll check all my hoses. They look to be in good working order, properly connected. I've got my air compressor back here, and it's properly mounted to the truck. It doesn't look to be damaged or leaking, and it is also gear driven. My turbo is right here. Looks to be properly mounted, doesn't look to be leaking. Band clamps look secure. Doesn't look to be any leaks, looks to be in good working order. Move around to the other side. Starting at the top again, I've got my coolant reservoir. If I can hold my hand on there for 5 seconds, it's not too hot. It's safe to open and add coolant if I need to. Hoses look all secured. All my hoses I'll check. They all look secured. All my wiring looks to be good, no frays. Everything looks connected properly. There's my dipstick. If I need to add oil, I can pull it twice to check my oil. If I need to add oil, I can add it here. I will check the tension on my belts. This belt should have no more than 3/4 inch tension. And my alternator is down here, which is belt driven. And my water pump is back there, and it is also belt driven. And those belts should have no more than 3/4 inch. Then I'm going to look at my steering shaft. This should have no more than 10 degrees play on the steering shaft. My steering control box is all mounted to the truck properly with nuts and bolts. Doesn't look to be leaking or damaged. I have my pitman arm right here. Pitman arm coming out of the steering control box. It looks to be in good working order. It's not bent or broken or cracked. I got my drag link right here. Drag link looks to be in good working order, not bent or broken. Tie rod and tie rod ends are right here. They're connected by cotter pins and castle nuts. Cotter pin, castle nuts look to be in good working order, all secured properly. I got my shock absorber right here. It looks to be in good working order. It's not bent or broken. The shock mounts look to be good. The bolts are securely mounted to the truck. My leaf springs look good. They're not bent or broken. My spring mounts look good. They're properly mounted to the truck with nuts and bolts. They look secured, not bent or broken. And my U-bolts holding in my leaf springs, they look to be bolted in properly. They're not bent or broken. They're in good working order. Now moving on to the brakes, I'll check my brake linings, my brake hoses. My brake hose right here is properly connected. It's not leaking. My brake chamber, my air brake chamber looks to be in good working order. It's not bent or broken or cracked. Then I have my slack adjuster right here. The slack adjuster looks to be in good working order. It's not bent or broken. My push rod is right here. It's in good working order. It's properly connected, not bent or broken. Then I'll check inside my drums. My drums don't have any grease or debris, no obstructions. My brake linings should have at least 1/4 inch lining on the brake linings. They're in good working order. My rim on the inside doesn't look to be bent or broken. My inside of my tire is not leaking, doesn't have any cuts or tears. Top of the tire has to have at least 4/30 seconds tread depth, and it looks to be good. It has to be evenly worn across, and it cannot be a recap. Outside of the tire, no cuts, no tears, doesn't look like it's leaking. My rim looks to be in good working order, not bent or broken, not cracked or damaged. My lug nuts are all fully tightened. They don't look to have any signs of damage. My hub seal, sealed properly. It's in good working order. My valve stem is down here. If I need to add air, I can add air. If I need to check it, I can check it. Add air according to manufacturer specs. All right, moving along, my battery box is right here. Got my batteries in here. It's properly mounted to the truck. My steps are properly mounted. They're secure. Can hold my weight. My turn signal. This is also a marking light, a parking light, and a four-way. I've got my emergency line, service line, electrical line. They're all secured to the glad hands. They're in good working order. My catwalk is secured to the truck. These are my cross members. They look to be straight. They're not damaged. They're properly bolted into the truck as well. This is my exhaust system. My exhaust doesn't have any leaks, no signs of soot, and it's properly mounted to the truck. My drive shaft is in good working order. It's straight. It's properly connected to the U-joint. U-joint right here, drive shaft. Then I'm going to look under the truck. These are my brake chambers in the back. They look to be in good working order. They don't look to be cracked or leaking. The brake lines look to be good connected to them. And behind them there are slack adjusters. If I need to check the slack adjusters, I can chalk the wheels and release the parking brake, and they should have no more than 1 inch of play on the push rods. Moving on up, this is my torque spring right here. Torque spring is in good working order. It doesn't look to be bent or broken. These are my leaf springs right here. The leaf springs look to be straight, not bent or broken. Spring mounts, they're properly bolted to the truck. They don't look to be bent or broken. They're connected with cotter pins. The cotter pins are in place. The U-bolts holding in my leaf springs are right here. I'm checking those for damage. They look to be in good working order. They don't look bent, cracked, or broken, and they're properly bolted in, holding my leaf springs in place. Another spring mount here. This spring mount looks to be good, bolted in properly, cotter pins in place. I'll check inside my brake drums. My brake drums don't have any grease, no obstructions. The brake linings should have at least 1/4 inch on the brake linings. I'll check the inside of the rim. It doesn't look to be bent or broken or damaged. Inside of my tire, no cuts, tears, bubbles, no leaking. Top of the tire, it should have at least 2 30-second tread depth. These can be recaps. They have to be evenly worn all the way across. I'll check the inside of this tire. It looks to be good, no cuts, no leaks. My bud space, there's no obstructions in the bud space. It looks good. Inside of this tire, no leaks, no bubbles, no cuts, no leaks. Top of the tire, 2 30-seconds. Outside of the tire, no leaks, no cuts. Looks to be good. Around my wheel is sealed properly. The wheel itself doesn't look to have any damage. Doesn't look bent or cracked. All my lug nuts look tight and in place. My hub seal looks to be good. It's all tightened up, no leaks, no damage. My valve stem is right here, and I'll check the air there if I need to, add air if I need to, according to manufacturer specs on the tires. My mud flap, it's attached to the truck properly. It's not ripped or damaged, and it covers 3/4 of the tire. It's the proper size. My fifth wheel mounting platform is mounted to the frame with these nuts and bolts, and it looks to be in good working order. It's not damaged, bent, or broken. My fifth wheel skid plate is connected to my mounting platform with a pin and a cotter pin, and it looks to be connected properly. My fifth wheel skid plate and my apron, there's no daylight between them. They're properly lubricated. This is my fifth wheel skid plate. This is my apron. No daylight. My locking lever is in the lock position, and it is locked around the shank of the kingpin. You can see it's locked right there. The kingpin's in there, and the lock is right around the shank. This is my battery box on my trailer. It looks to be in good working order, properly mounted to the truck. My power to my trailer is plugged in properly. Looks good. These are brake lights, turn signals, reverse lights. These are 4-ways, marking and parking lights, and they're in good working order. My space between my tractor and my trailer, there's no obstructions. My trailer can swing freely if it needs to, and there's nothing blocking it. Looking under the trailer, I can see my frame rails are all straight. My cross members all look straight. They look to be in good working order. Nothing bent or broken. My brake lines and my electrical lines all look to be in place. I've got my landing gear right here. This is my landing gear. It's held in place by its pin, and it's not bent or broken. I've got my gooseneck right here with 100% DOT tape on my gooseneck. My header rack is right here. Header rack. It's straight. It's not bent or broken. And this is my landing gear crank. If I want to put down my landing gear or bring it back up, my handle looks good. It's not bent or broken. It's in good working order. Okay, my floorboards on my trailer, they're properly bolted in. There's no missing floorboards. They're secured properly. My side rails on my trailer, they all look straight, nothing bent or broken. My tie down rails are good. This is a marking light, and my step all look to be in good working order. DOT tape on the side. Another marker light right here. And underneath here, you got another leaf spring system. These leaf springs are held in by U-bolts, and they're look to be straight. Everything looks securely mounted in and in place. I'll check the brake linings back here. The brake linings should have at least 1/4 inch on the brake linings, and the drums should be free of debris and grease. These tires should also be at least 2/32 depth. I'll check the inside of the tires, make sure they're not leaking. The outside of the tires, make sure there's no leaks. Around the wheel looks good. The wheel doesn't look damaged. Lug nuts look to be good. They're all fully tightened. Hub seal looks good. No leaks. Valve stem, I can add air if I need to. Check the air and add it to according to manufacturer specs. Pins are in place on my ramps, and in the back I have my 4 brake lights. Those are brake lights, turn signals, marking lights, parking lights, and 4-ways, and they're all working properly and they're all not cracked or damaged. These are running lights. 3 running lights, they're in good working order. They're not cracked or damaged. The bulbs work. License plate light and license plate. Everything on this side's the same. Except my fuel tank. Talk about my fuel tank. It's mounted with band clamps. It's not leaking or damaged. My cap is properly secured. It has a chain inside to hold the cap in place. My wires all look connected properly, and my hoses are connected properly, not leaking, not damaged. These are my air tanks. The hoses on the air tanks look connected properly, not leaking, securely fastened. Air tanks look to be in good working order, primary and secondary. And my check valve, if I need to release air, I can do it right there.